I'm back home now because the Home Affairs Department is investigating after two on-duty front office officials were caught on their cell phones. Both work at the Tongaat office in KwaZulu-Natal. A video has been doing the rounds on social media showing the staff members glued to their phones while people are waiting to be helped. Let's bring you more now, get reaction from Parliament's Portfolio Committee on Home Affairs now. Chairperson Hlomani Chauke with us in studio. Good morning to you, Mr. Chauke. Thank you for coming in. So, this is not the first time a Home Affairs official or officials have been caught on camera on their phones while on duty. Why has this sort of behavior not been brought under control?
Well, I think firstly, let me take this opportunity to thank you for giving us this platform. But generally, the problem is that all over the country, we are aware that if you talk Home Affairs service, it's a nightmare, right? Now, a number of interventions have been made. I mean, from the level of the Portfolio Committee, we have been raising our concerns many times, not once. Last year, there was another video that was making rounds. We requested the minister to go and investigate and give us a report back and the action that must be taken. So it's just becoming worse on a day-to-day basis when our people had to queue outside those Home Affairs offices in the rain, in the sun, without getting service. Some of the people end up going to Home Affairs for more than 5 days or 10 days. Now, it's really something that we feel as a committee that based on what we have identified as distraction to service delivery, the cell phones that officials, especially at the front desk of the offices, that's where you deal with people who want their ID books, who have lost their documents, people who want birth certificate, death certificates and all of that. And there is no focus. The management and the leadership that's supposed to be observing and guiding these officials there, they're nowhere to be found. Supervisors are supposed to have picked up the issue there. They're supposed to have made sure that those officials are not using their cell phones during working hours. Then we decide to say that enough is enough because members of the public are calling Parliament. Say, Parliament, we go to this office, these are our experiences. And everyone that talks to us talks about bad experiences at Home Affairs, especially on the issue of services. Sometimes the issue that the systems are just down, right? Now, we're saying that enough is enough. The usage of cell phone must be banned in the front desk of the Home Affairs, the front line that deals with members of the public directly. They must ban them, come up with a policy that will then guide that whole process. If they fail to do that, we don't have an option as Parliament, but we'll legislate it. That's the position that we want to take now.
And I want us to, for the benefit of those who've not seen this latest Home Affairs video from Tongaat and KZN, let's just bring it up so you can get a sense of what it is that we're talking about. We'll also bring you one of the earlier videos. I think this one came out sometime last year where at border control, a Home Affairs immigration official was stamping passports and not even looking at the document, which then goes against some of the work that the Home Affairs Department is supposed to be helping with, which is monitoring the flow of migration, issues around the trafficking of children. So there are actually very serious dangers that come with this sort of behavior.
Look, Home Affairs is high security department. By the way, the issue of movement of people in and out of the country, it's something that is highly regulated. It's something that we cannot just allow. That, you know, you look at that official stay, he doesn't even look at the passport. Sometimes the person is a fugitive, is running, you know, away from whatever, and there's no focus. So we want to bring that consciousness, that security consciousness from these officials. But again, for them to be focused. And the only thing is this kind of intervention that we are now proposing. Because if you look at the video at Tongaat, it's really heartbreaking. Members of the public are standing in front of an officer of the state that must provide a service. He's unable to do that. His focus is busy with his cell phone. Sometimes what we then find is that we've got syndicates that operate with these officials outside, right? They then instruct them. They take instructions from the syndicate and they use cell phones to communicate in such. And this is part of the finding as we do oversight around the issues of Home Affairs.
But Mr. Chauke, if the supervisors at the Home Affairs offices are already doing such a shoddy job in making sure that the staff is focused, putting in new legislation is not necessarily going to make the supervisors actually focus while they're on duty, is it? Because if there's already a lack of monitoring in the office, legislation does not guarantee that it'll change.
But the issue that comes in is consequence management. You know, if someone fails to perform his duties, there must be action, right? So it means that those who are responsible to take action, they'll have to do that. And at the level of Parliament, the accounting authority starts with the Director General. the Minister for Home Affairs, both the Minister and the Deputy Minister for, those are the people that are accountable to Parliament. And these are people that want to see them taking the necessary action to resolve these matters. It's an embarrassment. On the other side, we are calling for the development of the country, the economic development of the country, want tourism, want to grow the economy. How do you do that with such officials, right? Tourists, when they come to the country, what do they see? They see this mismanagement, disorganized system. So we are saying enough is enough from the level of the committee that I represent. Enough is enough. We are going to hold the minister accountable. He will have to come and tell us what action are they going to take on this video that we see now.
But a lot of us rely on our cell phones in the workplace, not only to stay updated with things like social media, but a lot of people are dealing with very serious information or communication on their phones where perhaps you, as Hlomani Chauke, would have to liaise or communicate with your children about whatever situation. So what about the staff at Home Affairs who say, I actually cannot be separated from my phone for 8 hours or whatever the duration may be, given the responsibilities that require me to have my phone with me for a huge chunk of the day?
Look, the unfortunate part is that when we are in front, when the clients are before you, the clients, meaning that members of the public, are before this officer, what makes him then to say, I'll put aside the interest of the client, let me deal with my personal? It does not work like that. Your personal issues will be dealt with. There's a tea break, that is called tea break, and nobody polices you during tea break. There's a lunchtime, there's something called lunchtime. Lunchtime, the state does not even want to know what you are eating. That's the time that you can sit there, be busy with your cell phone on WhatsApp, Twitter, whatever that you want to do. That's the opportunity that we have there. But when we have to provide a service as an office of the state, we want that 100% unreserved. Because this is what we expect. For government to impact on service delivery, it's only when the government machinery functions proper. And to be distracted by cell phone, that's not service delivery. If you want to deal with the service delivery, deal with it separate, outside the front desk, because that's where you must make an impression when it comes to service delivery to the people of South Africa.
Very quickly, would you be open to then lobbying the trade unions in the public service to bring them on board as you draft what would be new rules for Home Affairs officers?
From the level of the committee and my engagement, I've been talking to a comrade Solipedo, for example, this morning, and he agrees with me. It's uncalled for. He himself says that, what we see from Home Affairs sometimes is embarrassing, because this was not what we expect. In the police, we still find it, A number of these frontline desk officers of the state are involved in such activities, and it's not correct. And I will take it that even the unions will agree with me here with this point. There is no way that they will say no, because the fact is that we must be able to do what is right, and what is right, it's simple. Especially during this phase of Tumamina, we have a responsibility to make sure that we deliver this quality service to our people. And that's all what we want.
Hlomani Chauke, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Hlomani Chauke is the chairperson of Parliament's Portfolio Committee on Home Affairs.